It's a fine suit.
The finest.
Break it down, distribute it.
The Viscount requires parade armor for his inspections.
Then stuff it and mount it where he can see it. I wear the uniform of the Guard.
His Excellency will not be pleased.
His Excellency can mount it. Trouble, Hawk?
You say that like you expect it.
You don't know the half of it. And why don't you, by the way? Why aren't you tail deep in the problems of this city? Sure, you do good, but petition a title, take a job. The Guard is always looking.
Don't blame me for not being you. I'd make a poor guard.
Well, we agree on that. I don't really see you taking my orders. Besides, you won't catch me saying you don't have an effect. You've certainly had one on Hightown.
But...
maybe it's time to get serious, before the option isn't your own.
you don't want me as sour and dour as you. You need a counterpoint.
I don't think I've asked to be made the butt of your jokes.
Donnic.
Okay, sometimes I have asked for it. I do wish there was more time for levity. It comes so easy to you. Maybe a little too easy. That's all I'm saying.
You got my letter.
You've been gone a while. I thought you had things under control.
I told you I would handle this, and I did. Now, after a year of raids on our shipments, I finally caught one of the culprits. One of our miners, Sabine, has been leaking information. Do you know him? He claims to be from your hometown in Ferelden. I would like you to get this festering sore to divulge who is behind the thefts. When you are ready, I will bring Sabine to you.
Who is this man?
I would not expect you to recall every piss pot from your past.
That's the problem with being a big fish in a small pond. I could never tell the little fish apart.
Well, he brags to his fellows that he grew up with you in Lothering.
Bring Sabine back to my place.
Excellent idea. I will get him now. Here is the dung pile I caught leaking next week's shipment schedule. He won't tell me who he's working with. Who else has been screwing me over? Tell me, you ratting mongrel!
He can't talk with a mouthful of broken teeth.
Please, Miss Hare, help me. I knew you since you was young and Lothering. I knew your mum's family, and your pop. Make you got him rest.
Pathetic. I leave this bastard in your capable hands. Get me when he's ready to talk.
Thank you, Miss Hare. Us Lothering folk should stick together.
What made you betray your employer?
Before the Blight, my family had a good life in Lothering. Clean home, fertile land, friends. In Kirkwall, we lived in a hovel. People spit on us, and some days we went hungry.
Trust me, things could be worse. Tell me how to stop the next ambush.
As soon as I tell Hubert what he wants to know, he'll kill me or throw me in prison. My life's not worth much, but my family. I only wanted to give my wife and son a better life.
Hubert's first love is gold. You must have some squirreled away.
I'll tuck some coin away for the future. But if it buys me a future out of prison, Hubert can have it.
Hawk, this is Lily of the Coterie. Given the importance of stopping the cargo robberies, I have enlisted a consultant.
Consultant? Sure. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Well, Doug, are you ready to bark now?
There's an ambush planned tonight at Dietrich Crossing.
Tonight? That leaves you barely enough time to intercept them. You had best leave immediately.
We'll protect your precious shipment, but make sure you have the coterie's payment. Want me to deal with this runt? Free of charge. I'll drop him in a ditch on our way out.
Yes, take him, with my blessing. I assume my partner will not object?
Sabine will pay you back if you let him go.
Oh, really? I'm more inclined to beat the coin out of this sheep swallow and then kill him.
He's nothing, Hubert. Take his offer and cut him loose so we can get back to business.
Fine. Get me your ill-gotten coin before I change my mind.
Oh, thank you, Miss Ayres. I know I don't deserve it, but thank you.
We're wasting time. If you find naught but corpses at the ambush, it won't be my fault. That was almost too easy. Wait. I recognize that lout.
Who is he?
He's in the coterie. One of that damned fool Brecker's men.
So your organization is behind this?
We got explicit orders not to. Hubert's been good on his payments. If Brecker ordered this, the rest of his life will be very short and painful.
Tell me about this man.
He operates out of the south side. Always had more balls than sense. His lackeys are loyal. Brecker must be involved.
Let's pay Brecker a social call. We've got a lot to talk about.
I've got to be sure first. I know who to lean on to get answers. Find me in the Undercity.
Don't let them get away!
You coterie, one of Lily's friends.
Lily was one of ours. She was working for you, and now she's dead. You get one chance. Did you kill her?
Lily didn't die by my hand. Someone else did this.
Explain yourself.
This is a case of the right hand not knowing what the left is doing. One of the scum that attacked my caravans worked for someone in the coterie named Brecker. Lily said she'd look into it. I think Brecker had her killed.
Brecker, If you're lying, I'll find you. Men, we have to get to the bottom of this. Now.
You must be Brecker.
And you're that lice-covered refugee.
You'd better leave the bone pit shipments alone. Understand?
You're making demands of me. You own half the stake in a mine and you think you're somebody, huh? Some Fereldans don't have the courtesy of knowing when to bloody die.
I found the thieves responsible for the cargo thefts. I put them out of business.
Excellent. With that resolved, the mine's profits will soar. For now, partner, please be sure to visit our workers occasionally. You have a knack for keeping them happy.
Thank the Maker you're here. We've had to lock down the mines. Krankovich was clearing out a collapsed section when giant spiders poured out the new opening. They got Krankovich. Poor sod. Rest of us made it out. But now we're sitting here with our thumbs up our asses.
I'll see what I can do.
Good luck in there, hero.
All clear.
Thank the Maker and thank you. Wow, is that what the inside of a spider smells like? Let's get back to work, boys. And dibs on the spider fangs. I'm gonna make a necklace for the wife.
And then Hawk tore the door clean off its hinges, walked into the room, and... I guess we'll finish this later.
Have you got a minute, Varric?
For you, I have all the time in the world. Actually, I've been meaning to talk to you. People say you and that elf, you know, the angsty Tevinter one, are becoming quite the item. So, what's going on, Hawk?
Well, well, well. I never thought you were the type, Varric. I'm flattered.
It's the chest hair, isn't it? Women can never resist my chest hair. Unfortunately, it's not to be. I'm spoken for.
Bianca stands in my way again, does she?
What can I say? She's the jealous type. Listen, as your friend, I feel like I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't say something. You do know the elf is covered in spikes, like an angsty porcupine. He might have some issues.
In all the time you've known me, Have I ever given you the impression that I was turned off by crazy?
Okay, point taken.
I've got something to show you. Come and see. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Of all the giant mirrors in your house, Meryl, this is easily the nicest.
I knew if anyone would understand, you would. I've spent the last few years restoring this. One of my clan found it in the Brazilian forest, we think. Poor Tamlin. We never found him. Just the shattered pieces of the alluvion.
What are you trying to do with this mirror?
At first, I just wanted to find Tamlin. But it's been too long. Tamlin is probably dead by now, if he wasn't already. But still, I know it can help my people. I can at least recover this one small part of our heritage.
What's an alluvion?
Long ago, the elves had a kingdom. An empire that covered Thedas. And every city had an alluvion. The mirrors let them communicate across their empire. But I don't know how exactly. My people have lost so much. We know almost nothing of the days before Arlathon. This is a piece of our history.
This thing is what made the Keeper send you away, isn't it?
The Keeper wanted me to destroy the fragment I kept. She said our ancestors meant it to be forgotten. But it's a Keeper's place to remember. Even the dangerous things. We argued. I left. She's wrong. This mirror could teach us so much about who we once were.
Do you think the mirror had something to do with Tamlin's disappearance?
The ruin we tracked Tamlin to was full of traps and monstrous things. But we found no body. His trail ended at the broken pieces of alluvion.
I'm sure you wouldn't show something this dangerous to just anyone.
It's not dangerous, I promise. I fixed it, or tried to, with blood magic. The mirror won't hurt anyone.
I cringe every time she says that. She has no idea what she's messing with.
I do. I have it totally under control. But it doesn't work. I've tried everything, and I think it's because it needs to be finished with a special tool. An Arulin home. And my clan has one. It's been in their hands for generations.
I hear a but coming.
I can't go back there alone. You have no idea, the Keeper. I can't talk to her. We fight or talk circles around each other. She has a disappointed frown that turns your bones to jelly. Please, help me. You will, won't you?
I'll go with you.
Maceranus, I'll find some way to repay you, I promise.
Funny story. I was asking my pal Earl what more these mines could throw at us. Dragons, spiders, Hubert. Then here comes Krankovic limping towards us and moaning. I said, "Oi, Krankovic, I thought them spiders got you." He just said, "Ugh," and then tried to bite Earl. That's when we figured something was wrong. Turns out we let in a horde of undead. Maybe we ought to stop opening up new passages.
I'll see what I can do.
Good luck in there, hero.
All clear.
Thank the Maker, and thank you. You happen to see Krankovic in there? No, don't tell me. Don't need more nightmares. Let's get back to work, boys. Last one in has to burn the corpses.
Keeper.
You return to us, darling. Have you reconsidered this path at last?
Hello again, Keeper. Don't you look lovely?
My apologies, Hawk. Be welcome among the Dalish.
Keeper, I need the Arulin home. The ancient carving blade that Master Island keeps.
I see. You wish to rebuild the Alluvian.
You don't have to approve of it. I'm invoking Via Sulavanen. I'll do whatever task you wish.
Well, I'm glad to know I can still disapprove. It is your right. I will give you a service to perform if you insist.
What did Meryl invoke?
Our history belongs to all Dalish, child. So our clan's most cherished relics can be claimed by everyone. Any Dalish can perform a service for the clan and gain ownership of such an item. For a time. That is what Merrill has invoked. Even if she has chosen to live apart, she is still one of the people.
What exactly is this thing we're asking for?
It is an ancient carving tool, used by our wood shapers, passed down for countless generations. Our clan has carried it since before the fall of the Dales. It is as old as Arlathan itself.
We appreciate your help. This means a lot to Merrill.
I'm glad that Merrill has a friend in you, child. I hope you will look after her.
I can take care of myself, Keeper.
Yes, Dalen. I know. Avarterol has taken the lives of 3 of our hunters. It lairs in a cavern in the mountainside. Seek it out, slay it. No one else must fall to its anger. Do this for us, and I will give you the Arulin home. May the Dread Wolf never catch your scent.
Whoever's hiding had better come out. Unless you're a dragon, then feel free to keep hiding.
Hello? Praise Andrast. I mean the creators. I thought I'd never get out of... Meryl?
Anethera, Paul. Are you hurt?
Stay back. What do you want from me?
Paul, what's wrong? I'm here to help.
Stay back! Don't touch me!
Merrill couldn't hurt you if she tried. At worst, she might make frowny faces.
She'll do worse than hurt me. Don't you know what she is? Creators, help me! Someone, please!
Paul, no! We have to catch him, hurry! Hold on, Paul. We're coming. Paul? Maybe it's not too late. You can help him, can't you, Anders? You can heal anyone.
Meryl. He's gone.
Why did you run? You shouldn't have run.
What did you do to scare this man to death?
I'll give you a hint. It has to do with demons and slitting your wrists.
Do you need a minute alone?
No. Thank you. We have too much to do for me to sit here bawling. Paul wasn't like the others. He was city-born. Worldly. He ran away from the Denerim and found us. I thought if anyone would understand, he would. Something is very wrong. I want to see the Keeper.
The Varterol is dead.
Masaranas. I'll breathe easier knowing that we will lose no more people to it.
We found these.
I'll return them to their families.
We lost Paul. In the cave, he fled at the sight of me. Straight into the Varterol.
Many of the clan fear you will bring back the corruption. Or worse, from the mirror.
And where did they get that idea?
I am their keeper, Dalen. It was my duty to warn them. It's still not too late for you to return to us. Reconsider. There's no need for you to live alone.
Must we go over this again? You'll never accept what I'm doing.
The Eluvian is a trap. It cost us Tamlin. It led you to blood magic. Will you let it twist you further from who you really are?
And who am I?
We've done as you asked. Honor our bargain. Give me the Arulin home.
Hawk, because Merrill won't listen, I give this heirloom of my clan to you for safekeeping. Please, don't let her do this.
Thank the creators. I thought maybe she'd go back on her word.
Is it worth restoring this mirror if it turns your clan against you?
You know what it's like to lose everything, Hawk. Not just our land and freedom, but history, stories, language, magic, rituals. Even our gods are gone. It is a sacrifice, but if the mirror restores even one fragment of the past, it's worth it.
What did the Keeper mean? The mirror led you to blood magic.
The shard I picked up was corrupted. I couldn't cleanse it without help. The Keeper refused. She said that it belonged to another time and should be left there. So I found a spirit. It gave me the power to purify the mirror through blood magic.
I've never heard of blood magic purifying anything.
Neither have I.
There's nothing inherently evil about blood magic. It's magic, like any other.
Are you really that stupid?
The power that contaminated the mirror was too strong to be driven out by normal means. If I had piles of lyrium lying about, I could have used that, but I didn't. I used what I had.
Take the knife. Just try not to cut yourself with it.
I don't think that's wise, Hawk. Whatever she's trying to do with that mirror, it's at the behest of a demon.
No one asked you. Thank you. I knew you would understand. Let's be away from here. The others are giving me the evil eye.
The Blight take these pickaxes.
What's the problem?
Hawk, sorry about it. These shoddy pickaxes break their handles more often than they break rock.
How can I help?
I asked Hubert for new ones ages ago, but he ignored me. I even found a smith in Lowtown that sells them cheap. You could go buy them for us. They'd help us work more efficiently.
I can do that. What's the smith's name?
I don't actually recall. It was a while back. He's a smith, though. Can't be too many of them in Lowtown.
Are you the smith?
I'm a smith?
Is Smith your name or your profession?
Yep.
The miners at the Bone Pit need new pickaxes.
It'll cost you.
I'm buying in bulk. How about a discount?
Nope.
How much will this buy me?
Enough. I'll send them.
Hawk, I could never have faced the Keeper myself. I never imagined a human would help me restore Dalish history. No one ever understood. Not the Keeper, not my clan. Just you.
No offense to your people, Merrill. But anyone who runs into a monster to escape you has their priorities wrong.
They're just confused. But it doesn't matter, I'll still save them. You're the first real friend I've ever had. Masaranas, Lethalan.
You have information about the missing Kunari?
I am to help you, yes. Viscount Dumas would appreciate discretion in this matter. I would prefer that you were not involved at all. But that is neither here nor there.
I'm having a hard time picturing the abduction of a Kunari entourage.
Unfortunately, they were not at their best. Their swords were tied into their sheaths, as I advised. It seemed a respectful compromise. Even I know you cannot separate a Kunari from his weapon.
Has anyone reported this to the Kunari?
Maker, no. I'd be signing the messenger's death warrant. He'll find out soon enough, of course. And when he does, the Viscount is rightly concerned that the illusion of peace will dissolve.
The Arishok is growing violent. He might want an excuse to end this peace.
I suspect that if the Arishok wanted to take over, he simply would.
For all we fear that heretical Qun of his, its demands have done more to keep him in check than any of our efforts. Besides, would Qunari stoop to trickery? There is no precedent, but there is unfortunate evidence of influence on our side.
It sounds like you don't want them found.
I must think of what is best for the Viscount's office. Bringing attention to such an incident benefits no one.
You would do nothing.
The Qunari are neutral hostiles at best. There is no relationship to salvage by overextending ourselves on their behalf.
So where would you start, if you were the starting type?
I would begin with the most obvious failure. It's clear the City Guard has no excuse for allowing this, unless they were involved. Not coincidentally, a number of recent recruits have failed to report. You should start with one of them. Although where you find a swordsman so eager to sell his honor and duty, I'm sure I don't know.
The Hanged Man.
Hanged Man.
Definitely.
Right. Then you know what to look for. I can't imagine this has occurred without notice. There is always a weak link.
A lot of coin for this place.
That's right, pal. Tonight I'm paid and blessed, and all I had to do was turn my head. To all my friends. Hey, step back. I know important people. We're gonna show this city what to do with heathen oxmen.
Someone has deep pockets. I want an introduction.
Somebody always wants something. But I don't have to take that anymore. 3 hornheads are just a start. You want some of this? Take it from me and my new friends. Good coin means good friends. Come on!
Feeling a little friendlier?
What? What do you want? I just did what he said. It was more coin than I've ever seen.
Come on. Someone so generous. They deserve recognition.
Templar. It was a Templar. I didn't get the name. We met near the Chantry. He said taking these Qunari was serving the Maker. I swear, he even had the seal of the Grand Cleric. True is true.
Great. A Templar.
Her Grace would never be involved in something like this. The man was a drunk. Surely you don't think Grand Cleric Elthina is funding zealots?
Don't forget the kidnapped Qunari. That too.
Keep an open mind, Hawk. Elthina isn't behind this.
The Grand Cleric, please. Tell her... 3 Qunari leave an estate. And let her finish.
Sarah Hawk.
Sister Patrice.
Mother Patrice. Time has changed us both. Grand Cleric Elfina cannot grant an audience to just anyone. What do you want?
Funny how you and issues with the Qunari seem to go together.
And you always assume their side. I was naive when last we met. I did not want you dead, but I felt a death was necessary. That may be too fine a point for you to understand. But you must admit, you came out the better for it.
I know you. And I know someone is abusing the Grand Cleric's seal.
Who are you to question who serves her grace? I am sorry, but I see no reason to let you pass.
How about the fact that her authority was used to abduct Qunari? A pause that says you knew. But does her grace?
The Grand Cleric trusts her stewards to enact the wishes of the Maker.
It sounds like you've been bad. This will shock her grace, no doubt.
Stubborn. All right, Sarah Hawk. If you won't abandon this, let me offer you something. The Templar you seek is a radical who has grown unreliable. Confronting him may do us all a favor.
And his relation to you is?
He is my former bodyguard, Ser Vonel. Assume what you wish, but I offer him to you as reconciliation. Meet me at this location. I invite you, Sarah Hawke. Come see the unrest these Kunari have inspired.
Is something troubling you?
Did you know someone used the authority of your name to instigate a crime against the Kunari?
The path to righteousness is never as straight and narrow as we wish. I truly hoped this would not go so far. But do not trouble yourself. I will step in when it's time.
Are you intending to stay neutral about the Kunari and mages forever?
The Maker's time is not men's time. We do not need to rush. The Chantry is not a domineering father with the whip always in hand. She is a gentle mother who knows her children learn best when allowed to learn themselves.
What do you want, Hawke? I have no interest in adding to my distractions.
And yet you sent a delegate to the Viscount.
A brief attempt to educate. If the dwarf had stolen the Sarcastic, it could have been used to show the price of greed. But you know the outcome of that. These fools are determined to be wrong. I won't waste the effort again.
I'll probably regret this, but you should know your delegate is missing.
Anyone else, and those words would have been their last. You are handling this, not your buffoon of a Viscount.
As best I can.
Then I will wait. But know this, the provocations we have suffered have worked. If this is not resolved, I can fulfill my duty to the Qun with far less annoyance by sifting through rubble.
Like any beast, remove the fangs and it is lost. They are weak before the faithful of the Maker. The only certainty in their precious Qun is death before the righteous.
Ser Vonel!
Take a knee, faithful. The Chantry blesses us.
You claim a blessing when you have used the authority of the Grand Cleric so openly? You have brought wrath down upon you. You remember, Sarah Hawke? The Kunari have friends, Templar. How will you answer their allegations?
You want to fight? Face someone whose weapons are not bound.
Templars are cowards. They only pick on those whose lives they already hold in their hands.
Righteous! Destroy them!
All right. Time to bring this mess to the Viscount's attention.
Madness! Madness!
That's a word for it.
Chantry involvement. Even if they are fringe elements. Oh, it could not be worse.
Her Grace had no knowledge of this affair. I trust she will deal with it swiftly.
You killed them? All of them?
A mother serving the Grand Cleric allowed this to happen.
Are you quite sure? She held a blade with them? Told them to fight you?
No, I cannot say that.
Of course not. Blasted mother. You have no idea the storm these allegations would cause. It would destroy what support I do have.
I have had trouble with her before. She is slippery.
I understand. I will make my inquiries, gently, and you should be careful in your associations. For now, we have other problems. We have the delegate, but I can't return the bodies to the Kunari in this state. Sarah Hawke, you know the Arishok. What should I do?
Hiding this would only make it worse.
It would, wouldn't it? I'm losing my sense of how to balance this nightmare. I appreciate your help in this matter. As bad as this is, it could have been much worse without you. Kirkwall owes you. I owe you.
Miss me?
Sirrah Hawke, it is good to see you. The shame that Varnell brought his order is most unfortunate.
The shame he brought?
Praise the Maker that you were his champion in that dark place.
Look, we're both adults here. Can we drop the pretense?
I think you'll find that I have said nothing threatening or untruthful.
You and your careful language.
I gave you what you wanted at considerable cost. Varnell is more manageable as a martyr, but his loss will be felt. You have avenged heretical Kunari with human blood. Surely that is good enough for you.
It might be if you were going to give this up. But you're not.
Varnell was a fool, but the facts remain. An offense to the Maker goes unchallenged. I will give you no further cause to shame the Chantry today, but we will have this argument again. The Viscount's incompetence all but guarantees it.
So you could not rescue my delegate, but you killed those responsible. How do you explain the condition of their bodies?
A fanatic used them to incite others of his kind.
I accept that.
Well, that was easy.
I have seen every vice and weakness of your kind, and how few of you take responsibility. Your Viscount remains a fool, but you are not. Panahedan, Hawk. I will keep one good thought about your kind.
I'm giving it all up. I made a vow to the Chantry, and it was wrong to turn my back.
Sebastian, listen to yourself. You're as impulsive now as the day you turned away from us. Do you think the Maker wants another rashly spoken vow that you'll abandon when the next passion takes you?
I will not...
This is your life, child. Don't spend it being blown about like a weather vane. But here's Hawke. Maybe you can talk some sense into him.
I don't think sense is really my strong suit.
How long has she spent telling me to return to the Chantry, and now that I want to, she won't take me? It was wrong for me to break my oath to the Chantry. I've turned against the Maker. And for what? Why would I want to rule Starkhaven and deal with jackals like Lady Harriman for the rest of my life?
Do you see yourself as a prince? Or a priest?
That's exactly the question I've been praying for guidance about. When I think of going to Starkhaven, calling on allies like Flora Harriman and all the corrupt, scheming nobles, my throat swells shut in horror. When I think about staying, I'm at peace.
If you give it up, what then?
I suppose I must convince Elthina my commitment is sincere. Then I will remain here, to represent the Maker's interests as she thinks best.
When you're a prince, those same jackals will kneel at your feet and pay you taxes.
I do not have hubris enough to imagine it matters to the common people who rules them. Someone will take the reins. The fields will be planted, the crops gathered. No one will notice that a Vale lives and isn't there, and I can devote my life to the Maker's will on Thedas.
Don't give up now. You defeated the Desire Demons. All of Kirkwall benefited.
Of everything we've done, I'll never regret that. But I don't know. I've been praying for guidance and had nothing. I cannot return to Starkhaven and subject my people to war without a clear sign that it's the Maker's will.
Oh, Hawke! Come in. I was just... Am I crazy?
Yes, but in a good way.
I thought the rule in a home would fix everything. The mirror would work and everything would be right again. But I keep dreaming of Paul's face. Everyone that I care for thinks I'm a monster.
I don't think you're a monster, Meryl.
I don't know what I'd do without you. You're a true friend, Hawk. I'll find a way to make this up to you, Lethalan. That's a promise.
I have something for you.
Do you now? A shield? Oh, and born by the one true Sir Aveline. Lovely. Thank you.
See? This is why I never get you anything.
I had a shield. It belonged to Wesley. It was difficult to let it go, but I did so. Utility over sentiment, right? We sold it, didn't we?
And here I thought I was being nice.
If you didn't think this would upset me, what was your intent?
It's not enough to want you to be happy.
Happy is for fools.
Okay, it's not the shield, is it?
No, and it's not Wesley. You've got me doing a lot of things. Some I don't agree with. Some I'm surprised I do. I'm not sure where I'm going as it is. Replacing what I was with this... I mean, who is Sir Aveline to me?
It seems odd you don't feel a kinship. You don't feel the name fits you.
I didn't choose my name. Aveline was a wish my father made. I am similar to what he pictured, but that's because of what I try to be, not what I assume I should. Sir Aveline was a fine figure, but I don't revere failure, however glorious.
You know, not every gift has the significance of finely crafted copper marigolds.
So it's just a shield.
Just a shield?
You have very bad taste. Every Smith & Orlais stamps Sir Aveline's name on their exports. But thank you for the thought.
Enchantment! No, Leandra. Leandra.
Shouting won't make him understand you better, you know.
There you are. Where's your mother? Is she feeling all right?
I'm tempted to say she isn't. Just to see your reaction.
Your mother didn't show up for our weekly visit. Is she ill? She is here, isn't she?
No, Gamlin. We haven't seen her all day.
Where could she be?
With her suitor, perhaps?
Suitor? Leandra never mentioned a suitor.
Well, those lilies arrived for her this morning.
White lilies? I know something about that.
Don't just leave me waiting. What is it?
There's a killer in Kirkwall who sends his victims white lilies before he takes them. He's murdered several women already.
No. You're wrong. Leandra is fine.
It doesn't hurt to be optimistic.
Maybe Leandra took another path to my house. I could have just missed her. I'm going back to Lowtown.
You should help Gamlin look for your mother. You might be able to track her more easily once night falls and the streets empty out. All right. The boy and I will stay here in case she returns.
My mother has been taken by the Kirkwall killer.
What? Are you certain?
My mother received white flowers this morning. I believe the killer sends these to his victims.
That's not much to go on, but I won't dismiss your suspicions. I did that with Emmerich, and look where he turned up. I'll speak to my superiors and the city guard immediately.
You said you'd look into this after I told you about Emmerich's death. Did you learn anything?
I'm afraid not, Sarah. We examined Emmerich's body and the place where he died, but found no clues.
Please send word if you receive any news.
Of course. You can count on me. In the meantime, you should return to where your mother was last seen. You may find some clues.
I told you already. I saw her. Did you see where she went? What do I get for telling you?
Here's a few silver. Buy yourself some food. And new shoes.
That's real silver, that is. I'm your man, through and through. Tell you everything I know. That lady was here. She looked like she was going to take the bridge to Hightown. But then a man came up to her. He stumbled and fell over right at her feet like he was dead. His hands were all bloody, like he'd been in a fight. The lady shook him, and I think he said, "Help!" She got him to his feet, and he was wobbly. It was funny. Anyway, they left, and that's all I saw.
What did the man look like?
He was a man. He had hair and a nose. And nice clothes. But they were all stained from the blood.
I never thought I'd curse my mother's kind-heartedness.
You could be wrong about all of this. Maybe the flowers don't mean anything.
The man left some blood. Where he fell over. You could follow it.
Why don't you do what the boy says? I'm going to go home in case Leandra shows up.
You've been here before, haven't you?
I wonder if we'll find more than just a sack of bones this time.
Mother must be here somewhere. We need to look around. Mother! Alessa! Mother's locket. This isn't a good sign. What is this? The woman in the painting. She almost looks like Mother.
A shrine dedicated to a wife? A sister?
I need to find her. Now.
I was wondering when you'd show up. Leandra was so sure you'd come for her.
Mother always knew me best.
Yes. And she spoke so fondly of you. What a lovely, gentle woman. You will never understand my purpose. Your mother was chosen because she was special. And now, she is part of something greater.
You're crazy. I get it. Where's my mother?
I have done the impossible. I have touched the face of the Maker and lived. Do you know what the strongest force in the universe is? Love. I pieced her together from memory. I found her eyes, her skin, her delicate fingers. And at last, her face. Oh, this beautiful face. I've searched far and wide to find you again, beloved. And no force on this earth will part us.
Mother!
There's nothing I can do. His magic was keeping her alive.
I knew you would come.
You know me? I always save the day.
Shh. Don't fret, darling. That man would have kept me trapped in here. Now, I'm free. I get to see Carver again. And your father. You'll be here alone.
I'll be fine, Mother.
My little girl has become so strong.
love you. You've always made me so proud.
Did you find her?
I'm sorry, Uncle. She's gone.
You were right about the flowers and everything. I can't believe she's gone.
You can say that over and over, but it won't change anything.
Why her? Why Leandra?
The killer used Mother to magically reconstruct his dead wife. They had the same face.
What sort of nightmarish magic is that? Oh, Maker! Maybe the Templars are right. Lock the mages up. Throw away the key.
You're happy they took Bethany away?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I wish magic hadn't touched her. She would have been better off. Magic's always run in this family. It's a curse. Now even your mother's fallen victim to it. I wish you'd never told me what that twisted son of a bitch did to her. I wish I hadn't asked. I hope you killed him. Good. I hope it hurt. I will deal with breaking the news to Bethany. You've enough on your mind. Take care, my dear.
I don't know what to say, but I am here.
What about your mother? Is she still alive?
I don't know. I have no memory of her. At least you knew your mother.
Hawk. I don't care what else is going on. We haven't spoken about Leandra. How are you?
I have a smile on my face. That should be enough for most people.
That doesn't work on me. I knew her too. I want to think my mother was like her. I just have flashes of impossibly long hair. But my father... Would you like to hear one thing?
You've never talked about him.
My father trained me in all the skills he had been forced to give up. He spent everything to get me into Kaelin's service. Do you know what I remember? When he read to me, stupid things, dragons and heroes. He wouldn't turn a page until I reached over and took his hand. That big man made every step of the story my choice. I loved that. He died of the wasting in a Denerim ward. Those last weeks, I read to him. I had to take his hand to turn the pages, and I couldn't tell if he was too weak, or if it was the old game. He smiled at that, at his big girl. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Drink?
A glass for those we've lost.
All right then. Benoit Dulac and Leandra Hawk. Don't let anyone tell you when to move on. Take their hand and say, my choice. That's all I have. I'll miss her too.